Not their friend, not Bowser Jr.'s
Learned that the hard way at Dismantle 2. I played against some Opanume, aka Gamerhead, and in Losers. Came to Smashville, died within the first 5 seconds.
Ooh.
GG. But get into game 1. We are going to Smashville. Hopefully D-Money is aware of the shenanigans. But this is also a really good stage for Bowser Jr. though. Like, he can take over the stage really well with Mecha Koopa. He can kind of stay away, use his projectiles. But like, that's one thing that D-Money needs to work on a lot, is he doesn't always use Mecha Koopa to its potential. He doesn't usually use it very often. Like, that's one thing you'll see from guys like Modi from St. Louis. He's very good at using Mecha Koopa to extend combos and things
also
like that.
it makes you react. It makes you do something to deal with it, which is something you can always ask for in a matchup like this. It's not easy.
So far, D-Money doing a really good job of just keeping his distance, outspacing RZI, and getting that damage.
And that's one thing I really like. You cancel the clown car.
I think I break shield. Oh, okay, that was really good.
Because if you would have shielded that, obviously, probably a broken shield.
It would have broken shield, yeah.
But he's using the clown car, canceling it, and then getting a grab. Mixing up with Bowser Jr. is so important.
And that'll do it. That elevator is so hard to react to. If you get hit by it, you're probably going to die. It's very difficult to DI out of.
And one thing I'm seeing right now is, I don't think RCI knows the matchup.
He doesn't, I don't think. One thing that's very important against Bowser Jr. is being able to react with aerials. If he comes at you with side B, just being like up where Bowser Jr.'s head is and throwing out aerials at him makes it very hard for Bowser Jr. to approach. But a lot of people don't realize that. Like, he has no defense up by his head.
He takes more damage on his head, I believe.
Yes, he does. He takes twice as much, I believe. Or 1.5. But, I mean, RZI is doing a good job of bringing it back.
He's starting to figure it out a little bit, realizing the kind of limited approach options. But he's falling for things like that, where he's baiting the clown car after it goes by him. And that's one thing Bowser Jr. does really well.
Is that going to do it? Okay.
Cover landings.
Let's go, D-Money. Oh. Is that going to do it? Oh, baby! Let's go!
Two stocking.
Let's go!
D-Money feeling good. Feeling good. Good stuff. It's always fun to see what's generally classified as a low tier do pretty well.
Yeah, and things like that, just not being afraid to go off stage with a character that has a questionable recovery, just showing that he doesn't have that fear to go after Ness. It really sets the tone for the set. But going to Battlefield, I don't know why you go on this stage as Ness. Like, I feel like it's probably Ness's worst stage.
I mean, you lose the early kills. And Bowser Jr. is heavy, really heavy.
Very. I think this is probably one of his best stages.
He has a lot of space to move around, can use the platforms.
And Ness sucks with platforms, honestly. Yeah. Just straight up, I think Ness sucks with platforms, especially the 3-platform format. Like, as Sonic, if I love Battlefield against Ness, because all I do is just side B, escape to the platforms over and over. What's Ness going to do? Nothing. But right now, he's doing a good job of juggling D-Money with these up airs. D-Money needs to kind of find his footing here quick.
D-Money not using the Mecha Koopa to its full potential there, using that as pressure to get a grab.
I have noticed that he's doing a better job of using it more often. Like, you'll see really good high-level Bowser Jr.'s just throwing it out whenever they can. Even if they're not going to necessarily use it, but even for like the mind game of it, like, because you have to be aware of it at all times if you're playing against Bowser Jr. But yeah, that's one thing I'd like to see more from RZI, is more of those PK Thunders, just to keep Bowser Jr. in the air for longer. But he doesn't really do it enough when Bowser Jr.'s off stage. Right now, pretty much dead even. I'm seeing RZI kind of be back into a corner a lot.
D-Money is really keeping stage control, which is really important in this matchup.
Smart job using the dare there to get rid of the PK Thunder.
Good roll away. That was the right move there.
And you'll see a lot of people, if they're not very familiar with what to do in the Bowser Jr. matchup, nice down smash. In the Bowser Jr. matchup, they'll try to punish Bowser Jr. after he's used his up B and he's in that vulnerable position. But a lot of times his forward air comes out so fast and is so strong that you're better off just kind of leaving him alone and shielding it.
And I hope D-Money adjusts and realizes that RZI is not falling for that run up.
Good stuff.
That run up up.
And the taunt. Let's not do taunt to get bodied, please.
We already saw that it is a true combo.
It is. I mean, he's also at low percent, so unless he gets gimped really early.
Which is possible. Bowser Jr., I wouldn't say one of the easier characters to gimp, but a very exploitable recovery, to say the least.
That's definitely correct. Finally seeing a grab. We haven't seen many grabs from RZI so far. It's very hard to do that against Bowser Jr. unless you know the timing on a lot of his moves. Which, it doesn't seem like RZI necessarily has much familiarity with the matchup, so he's just kind of doing his best to feel him out.
He's sitting in shield a lot, which to a degree is a good option because you can do things like that, punish with Nair, but that's one thing I'll say for sure. We are not seeing a lot of Nair at all.
Which I think is definitely Ness's best option against Bowser Jr.
But he's obviously figuring it out, doing a good job, keeping him off stage, and that's actually a setup that is pretty strong. And I think D-Money's, what's happening is he did his tricks game 1, and now RZI's kind of adapting, and D-Money's not adapting back.
Yeah. Which I think, from what I've been told by other people, that's something he kind of struggles with, is adapting. He tries to do a lot of things like that he has done previously, and it doesn't always work to his fullest potential. And like, if I were him, I would be just putting the Mecha Koopa away at this point. It seems like RZI was getting more used to it than he was. He was just kind of dropping it in front of Ness, and Ness was just picking it up and using it to start combos.
He needs to work on his item play, but also, because that's a great pressure tool, because when it's by you, you almost have to sit in shield. So that's a great opportunity to to side B in, cancel it and get a grab, or predict him to do something out of shield and maybe get a shield break.
So game 3, if I were D-Money, I'd try to get somewhere flat. It seemed like RZI kind of made me eat my words about that stage for Ness, at least in this matchup, and now he's playing against D-Money. If I were D-Money, I'd be trying to get to FD and definitely not going back to Battlefield. Do not go back to Battlefield. Why are you going back to Battlefield?
And I think, I got to imagine he banned FD. I feel like Duck Hunt is actually not bad because of the amount of space.
Yeah.
But also Ness's back throw is so potent on that stage.
I could have seen like a Town and City pick.
I would agree.
But so far, RZI is making better use of these platforms than he is.
Which, with Ness, is not something you see often.
Yeah, it's just like, what is he going to do up air? Like, I don't know. I mean, you can say that with Cloud and it's like scary, but like, I don't know, Ness is just, it's a lot easier to like see it coming and get out of the way. There's more startup. But, yeah, because I mean, he's doing a good job of just staying under these platforms and making D-Money approach.
And RZI is just not falling for the same tricks twice. And that's obviously really key in this matchup. Bowser Jr. is limited in a lot of ways. And if you can exploit that, you can win the matchup. And I think we saw game 1 that he didn't, and we saw what happened. A really solid performance from RZI, or from D-Money. Was it a 2-stock?
It was a 2-stock,
It was a 2-stock, and now a pretty dominant performance in the reverse.
It's just, D-Money, he's not using these platforms. He a lot of times, it's kind of hindering his recovery. Good rising up air by RZI. But it's just, he doesn't seem to be able to land on stage in a position that's successful for him.
And RZI's punish game has actually been really well, or been doing really well, and it's something good to see.
And like, you're seeing a lot of these PK Thunders landing a lot more often because D-Money doesn't really have anywhere to go. So he's struggling to find his footing on the stage.
And kind of letting Ness recover for free there, which is something you definitely should not do. Ness's recovery is really exploitable if you force him to use his up B.
He's going for these F smash reads, but I don't know if they're necessarily... Okay, that'll do it. Okay, this is still very doable for D-Money. He can get some early side B combos, bring this back pretty quickly.
He has to get stage control and take that away from RZI, because RZI's had that this whole time. And look, he gets 38% right when he gets RZI out of the center.
So like, he needs... Oh, that was a mix-up he hadn't done for the whole set. Like, he was kind of letting RZI get to that Mecha Koopa for free, but throwing out that cannonball, just mixing him up. It's things like that that'll make or break a set, when you can like make your opponent reconsider their options.
And you just saw that Bowser Jr.'s down air beat up B for Ness, but he didn't really do anything about it, and hopefully he can make that adaptation and keep going.
So D-Money did a really good job of bringing this game back, and now he's even got the lead.
Once you get stage control, it's so powerful.
One thing I'm noticing is he's kind of, the options that D-Money is going for on the ledge, basically RZI just kind of has to wait and just let him do things, and then he can get kind of back to the stage for free.
Oh, if he would have fallen and gotten that's a shield break or a shield
that would have
poke,
been the stock.
and he would have been dead. Good
Yeah,
roll.
RZI is doing a good job of recognizing that.
RZI is rolling a lot, looking pretty scared. Something you can't do.
Oh, no. Is that going to do it? That won't do it. No, Bowser Jr. is heavy. It's Battlefield.
Way too heavy.
But you could say that RZI was fiending for that, and D-Money just kind of fell for it. Is that not
great DI? And Ness's horizontal mobility is great.
D-Money needs to not fall for these ledge teases, because RZI is just fiending for. Oh.
And a massive pop off from his teammate, not even himself.
Yeah. That was a really good set, though. Good stuff to both players. It's one of those things where, like, D-Money was doing a good job at the end of, like, making the adaptations, but it was just Banter